Peace, love, and grace. Welcome back to the Divine Love Oracle channel. This is brought to you by VibrantHues LLC. My name is Jale, and formally I go by Maîtresse Aïda Jale. I have decided to take, vlogging and stuff more serious because what it is that I have an offering. I have grand offerings actually to share with the world, and right now I'm feeling a little under the weather, but I still felt called to make this appearance. And I am seeing a piece of artwork of mine in the background, so that's inspiring me to talk about my artwork. So there's a card back here, and this is a visual mutation, if you will, of a piece I did back in 2020, I think, called Ebony. And Ebony, someone in the community from where I was raised, actually bought one of the original prints of this piece called Ebony. And I remember when I created the piece, it was the first time I actually worked with a technique I like to call the the paint pour overlay. Doesn't have to be oil paint, but I think I tried it on oil paint. It didn't really work out, but what it is like a paint pour where you mix and mingle the paints in a very fluid fashion. Then the overlay is kind of like this sketch, translucent kind of depiction of a nice, finely painted portrait in this case. So this is the style, the medium that I have been working with, and I'm going to continue to do so when I get back into painting, which I'm really excited about because I got some new paints. But VibrantHues LLC emerged from my inspiration of painting, of the wonders of nature. When you're in nature, it's so vibrant, right? And the hues really draw you in. Like, that's what creates this medicine, where if you are like a medicine practitioner like myself, you're drawn into the hues of nature in a very unique way that help you see the patterning of the ecological plant structure. So in that process, you can get to identify plants, and you also can get to identify what's medicine and what's not, especially if you're out foraging or if you're just out playing. But I found myself slowly but surely learning and attuning to nature every time I go out into the natural lands and the forestry that exists around me. But right now I've been enjoying prairie lands so much. I'm in deep prairie lands right now, and it's sheltering me in a way that I don't think I've expected. But that's more about the origin story of VibrantHues LLC, established January 1st of 2021. And since that origin of like creating kind of this arts platform that allowed me to create and produce and facilitate these wellness workshops around the arts and healing, I've slowly but surely gained certifications around the healing work that I intend to put out. And as a certified doula, as a personal care assistant, and community health practitioner, right, a community health worker, I feel like it's constantly important for me to kind of find ways to bring this practice live and in person, and live and virtual for you all, because what it is that I'm learning to create consistent space for myself and for the business that is growing and evolving and shaping itself as time progresses. And I shape my healing work in VibrantHues LLC around the arts, also around folk medicine and folk arts in general. But then layering on top of that, inviting, inviting birth space, birthing people, inviting disabled people and people with chronic injuries and pain, inviting, just people that are really drawn to the mystic arts and drawn to alternative forms of healing. We call this field, of alternative forms of healing, integrative health, because what it is a mixture of therapies, treatments, and practices and remedies that allow us to, kind of create a health profile and, analyze our ailments, and then address them. So that's always the goal. And I think that everybody should have autonomy over their personal health profile, their health data and files. And I actually am a part of a group, shout out to the Medicine Objective, that prioritize healing and health sovereignty data, including data sovereignty, including, just alternatives like in integrative health and healing. And the world is changing. The healthcare system was built off the backs of slaves, and it still has a lot of slavery incorporated. And so to be able to branch away from those structures and not only, provide like alternatives, but also invites, the elders, the ancient ways into the the system, essentially. That's where we'll be able to create more, fluidity in our processes and how we go about our lives and engage with one another. So that's why I created this entity, because that's my mission, to be able to allow there to be, more space for us to branch out. Like, this is kind of like if you envision a tree, it incorporating more branches. We're not trying to erase any, medical facility or medical structure, because we need these, sciences and tools and facilities and technologies that exist. But to add to that is the goal. So thank you for coming aboard. Oceanago. Yes, and as a Haitian American, embracing my indigenous ways has been a big part of my work as a young entrepreneur. And I just love it here. Like I said, I'm under the weather, so I might sound a little dreary. But this is why we're here. This is what it's all about. So I'm excited to invite you all along my journey, and I'm excited to put out a lot more virtual offerings, including recorded workshops here for YouTube, whether that be, pre-recorded from live Zooms, or just dedicated sessions just exclusively for the tube and exclusively for those of you who are committed and ready to get into this work. And I have a booking site live available, VibrantHues222.setmore.com, where you can book personal spiritual consultations, birthing consultations, and more. So I would definitely check that out while it is live. And it has, a lot of information about kind of just who I am and where I'm at. And I am going to actually include a lot more information, because I would say it has a lot of different services and things, but it doesn't have like a loaded, packed, about page. So I wanna tweak that for y'all. But yes, this is what it's all about. I think by design we have the will to kind of just create, and my work encourages everybody to create, because when you are feeling trapped, stagnant, like you don't have enough, to feed yourself, or that there isn't enough to go around, that's kind of an illusion, and we should be able to be in the position to do more and show up in more ways, for ourselves and for our loved ones. And when we create, we get to make these like nerve endings connect to where we can, mature and maturing is growth. Growth is healing. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you for tuning into Vibrant Hues LLC, the Oracle channel. Peace. Catch you later. Follow me on TikTok, Vibrant Hues LLC, or Vibrant Hues 222.